All right, Herman, we are live on YouTube. Let's see, I think it just takes a second. Let's see, I think it just takes a second. All right, Herman, we are officially live on YouTube.
How's YouTube? How's everyone on YouTube doing?
And we are now live on Instagram.
How's everyone on Instagram? How's everyone on YouTube? We're live.
How's everybody doing? Let us know where you're from in the comments. We're going to do something fun and interesting today. So you can see we got Herman here. My name is Angelo. I'm going to help Herman facilitate the show. What is today called, Herman? What are we calling this segment?
Well, you monikered it, so why don't you share it?
So this is called Breakthrough with Herman Sue. So who wants to break through? Let us know. Type a 1 in the comment if you want to break through. Let's see, we have Amy on YouTube. We have Josie on YouTube. So welcome, Amy. Welcome, Josie. We have people tuning in on Instagram as well. So we have some 1s coming through. So who wants to break through? Let us know. All right, Herman, a lot of people are putting a 1.
Okay, a lot of people put in more than 1 at a time. They just put in as many 1s as they can.
So this is how we're going to do this. I'm just typing a comment right now. And we're going to pin it on YouTube or on Instagram. Okay, so if you can read the comment on Instagram, it says, text me your question, 818-928-3639. So text the question. I'm going to type the same number in on YouTube. So text your question to 818-928-3639. And we are going to do a little breakthrough session with some of you. So how we'll do this is once you text in your question, we're actually going to allow you to hop on the call. So you can come live on the call with us, ask your question to Herman, get some guidance, get some help. I believe a lot of us could use that right now. How about you, Herman?
Well, I'm never the person that's asking for it. That's like I'm always the one that's giving it. Funny how that works.
Okay. So text us your question and we'll get started. To everybody that put a 1, I mean, this is your opportunity to have a little breakthrough right now. Who doesn't want a breakthrough? Who doesn't want, I mean, if you watched the last podcast that we did, I mean, Herman talked about, you know, having some type of pattern interruption. And that is really like the secret ingredient for growth. That was a little spoiler. So if you haven't seen the podcast yet, that was one of the things that we talked about, one of the things that was mentioned. And what a great opportunity. We've never done this before, so you don't want to miss it. So Herman, outside of that, how's your day been so far?
It has been quite packed. We are planning some big things this Saturday. We have a lot going on. We want to do big things also this Friday. We're also doing something, right? I believe this Friday we are going to have another live webinar
Yes,
at
we are.
1 Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. So I think that's something that if you are looking for something to do on a Friday, join us.
Exactly. So let me check the comments over on YouTube. So let's see. So Amy says that she sent a question. So if you text it to Herman, we'll be able to invite you onto the call with us, and you will get some help and some guidance. All right, so we had our very first person ask a question. So this is the brave soul, Herman. Who's brave? Who has some courage?
Do you have any, Angela?
I have a little bit.
Until it's time to dance in front of everyone.
Exactly. Yeah, Herman put me on the spot at one of our events that we did this past December, and I had to dance for everybody. So anybody that knows me knows that I'm a pretty quiet person. I can be shy, especially when I don't know you. So for me to get up and dance at an event was probably one of the most outside of my comfort zone type of things that I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
But it builds that courage, that's for sure. And I think that you need that in order to succeed in today's world. Because if you don't have it, then you're not going to really do anything that, you're not going to have that belief in yourself, right?
But you see, what you didn't have was enough enthusiasm. So I'm forcing you to develop yours. I'm forcing everyone to develop theirs, because you need that as a secret ingredient to get ahead. You need that enthusiasm to go from failure to failure. And then you need to make sure that you still have it at the end of the day, so that you can continue and continue and continue until you finally strike gold.
Exactly. And that's how so many people succeed. And that's a lot of people will say that's the definition of success, to go from failure to failure without any loss of enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
So Christine on YouTube said, is this webinar on Zoom or here? So we're live on YouTube, we're live on Instagram, and we're doing a webinar on Friday. So Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a webinar. I'll put the link for everybody to go register for that webinar. So there's the link where you can go register on YouTube. I'll also put it on Instagram. And if anything, just message or text us, and that's probably the easiest way to get it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, on Instagram, I know that you gotta type it in, which people don't like to type in their browser nowadays. It takes too much time.
But one thing I feel that the reason why we're doing a lot more of these is to give back the help, because there's a lot of people who need that help. They need to make sure that they keep their sanity. They need to make sure they have that support, because during these times, I've seen a lot of people, they become so isolated and they become very closed off, and you have to learn to train yourself not to become closed off.
Exactly. So Jen says, hi everyone, happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
So happy Earth Day to everybody. What's something that you've done for the planet today, this week? Jen also says, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for being there for everyone.
Thank you. So we want to just extend that care to everybody that's on this or anybody that watches this. Because at the end of the day, we all need a little tender love and care, right?
Exactly. So who is ready for our very first guest? Are you ready, Herman?
Always ready, are you?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's see if Tyresha is ready.
Okay.
Welcome, Tyresha.
Hi, thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome. So we can hear you, but we can't see you. So you are able to turn the video on?
Think I got it? Yeah, got it.
Yep, we can see you now.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm glorious. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for being a courageous soul and joining us here. We definitely want to help answer your question and just provide some value for you. So I know that you texted something in. If you want to re-ask your question so everybody can hear it, that would be great. And then we can go from there.
Thank you. Thank you so much, both of you, for your time. Herman Sue, I know that you don't do what you do for the glory, but I want you to know that there has been simple one sentence post that has changed the trajectory of my life. And I'm very grateful and indebted to your services, and am always available to help in any way that I can. And I appreciate the time. The question that I had was pertaining to childhood traumas and abandonment issues. I've done substantial amount of work in all kinds of different realms: spirituality, psychology, living a life of maximum service to my fellow man. But I still yet to have something that is so deeply ingrained that I still continue to repeat certain defeating patterns that seem to be blocking me from reaching potential, aligning with, you know, source fully to fulfill what I'm here to do. I have moments where I feel aligned, and they're usually a result of disciplined meditation, prayer, and all those things, but I fall off, you know, or I just, I'm consumed really with relationship aspects and kind of recreating these patterns that allow me to leave you or be left by you. And I don't know how we overcome something that has been there for so long and is so deeply ingrained.
Okay, so when you say trauma, did you want to just expand what type of trauma? Because there could be so many different types of trauma that you can expand in.
I grew up in an extremely dysfunctional family system, and both mother and father left me at 3 years old with grandma, who was very loving, kind. Both parents, alcoholic, drug use, exposed to many things that not young children are, and a lot of decisions based on self later that created trauma in adolescence, including but not limited to rape and early drug use. But most of all, it was the little girl sitting, wondering why she got left and why she was left behind, why it wasn't good enough where they were. Today, I know through the work that they did the best they could with what they had. I have forgiven them. I love them both immensely. I wouldn't pick two other parents. I'm so thankful for my story. I know that I'm uniquely qualified to sit across from another woman and say, you can be more than the circumstance, you know, and I love my message. But but my compulsion with relationships, multiple of them, and this recreation is like eating up my time. I'm not living the life of maximum service. I'm not giving of the, I mean, I've received divine, what I believe, downloads of curriculum to help adolescent women. And I can't get it done. I feel like I'm wasting time, you know?
Okay. So in terms of the trauma you just described, most people on this don't realize they all have that little 5-year-old inside that hasn't really been ready to grow up, or that has not been ready to develop, right? And so what you just described, that trauma, that 5-year-old or less, that's stuck in a certain time frame. So picture this. We all have, when we come into this world, we have a certain thing and we call that a timeline. So you're born here and you finish, let's say, over here, okay? During that time, it is usually fixated based off of the bloodline you came in from, based off of things you brought from a past life, based off of what your family brought with them in the past life. So we call that like destiny, okay? In order to have that interruption, we have to go right back to the beginning where the 5-year-old is, and we have to go there and learn to develop that, because that has not learned how to live yet in this. And until that has learned to live with this and accept this and receive this and grow this, you'll never get to happiness on this side. Do you follow? And so you have to be able to move past certain things. And what's the hardest thing for humans to let go of? Do you know?
I don't.
To let go of anything. Once humans acquire something, they feel they need to keep it. That's why so much people have junk. That's why they hoard, because once they acquire something, they feel that that's theirs and they hold on to it. That's what you're doing with all the things from your past, from the 5-year-old. You hold on to all those things and you don't realize you treat them, you champion them almost as a trophy. And that's why you have to go back there, but it's so painful. That's why it's shut off. It's so painful. That's why it's hurtful. It's so painful. That's why it's hard to develop back that 5-year-old that we're talking about. Do you understand? So first thing you have to do is learn to find those attachments that you have and figure out how best you can learn to let these things go, so that there would be nothing that clamps us or shackles us, so that we can get back to the beginning of that timeline to address a lot of the issues that have now been stuck. Because it can't just be a cup that says, you know what, let's just keep pouring more into it. Just keep pouring more into it. Today's Kool-Aid is something else. And it just keeps filling. And at the end of the day, it was never fully emptied. And so what you have to learn to do is you have to learn to get back to that space of that emptiness, which is why we share the meditation, which is why we have the free one on YouTube, which is why we have more resources available for people who want to advance further into meditation, so they can get back that peace again, that emptiness, so then they can then use it for more usefulness. But so many people don't have that emptiness, so they lose a lot of that usefulness and they become a slave to themselves.
So the vehicle is the meditation. Starting
point number one. Once you can start doing that, then it's the next part is to get the health right. Then once the health is disciplined, then this does not require, we would say, excess amount of energy to focus on, because it's on automatic, it's an automatic, it's a machine. You know what's nutritious, you know what you respond well to, you go through that. Then we take the health, then we go straight into making sure that this health is cared for, because we want to make sure that this is cared for to support this. If this is failing itself, this will not be able to function. And so that's why we have to make sure both are always aligned.
So we get spirit right, then body, then the mind will follow.
And it works inversely also, where once the mind knows the discipline, then it can go to the body, then it can go to access what we know as the spirit. And that's when it goes in and out, as above, so below, as within, so without. So you have to learn how energy works. And we described that on the last webinar we did, which if you haven't had a chance to message us, we can text you the webinar so you can catch up on that. And there's a lot of value in there that can really help you on your journey.
So if there's other people like me with similar questions and want to move forward with this, the webinar is where we start on Friday?
We already had one, but we're going to do another one, yes. And that's where we're going to do another live one. Correct.
And it's okay to jump in on the second one?
Yes, it's more than okay. But you can watch the previous one if you want to get a little head start, so that when you jump in the second one, you're ready to run.
And if I didn't get a personal link from you through the text message or email, is there a website where I could go to make sure I'm signing up?
You will get a message because Angelo's going to make sure of that once we're done.
Okay.
He's going to give you the link. He's going to text you the link.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me, how long I've been following you and just been holding on to the, just the posts. And
Yes.
I know that faith without works is dead. I have to do something, and it's an honor to be involved and be able to and attend a webinar. I trust you. When you speak truth, it speaks to the heart. There's no denying it. And that is the one thing that I was attracted to from the first interview I ever saw with you. 100% truth. There's no denying it. Thank you so much. I'm excited.
See you Friday.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
She seemed very happy. I'm very happy that she was the brave one.
Exactly. That was wonderful. Who enjoyed that? Type 1 in the chat if you enjoyed that, if you thought that was helpful. Oops. I know that there were some comments coming through while they were on, so I'll read a few. Amy said, I relate to her so much. Jeanette said, this is so beautiful. We had a few other people talk about how much they could relate. So
one thing I'll share, Angelo, is you followed basketball before. Maybe some people who watched this follow basketball. So there was a guy, and he was monikered The Answer, but his real name was Allen Iverson. So growing up, he always had the reason why they called him that, because it didn't matter how big you were, how fast you were, he always had an answer for what you hit at him. If he took a punch, if he was ready to give one back, that's what it meant, right? He always had an answer. So I'll borrow that name for when we do these, because I feel a lot of people need more answers, because a lot of people, they live in the dark for quite a long time, just like she demonstrated. And without those answers, we continue to just be stuck. We just repeat the same things over and over. So if you want answers, text us, message us, email us. That's what we want to do. We want to provide more clarity so you can become better you.
Exactly. So text your questions. The number is pinned on Instagram. So all that you have to do is literally just text in your question, and you can come join, get the answer that you are seeking. And then on YouTube, we also have the number posted in the comments. So it's 818-928-3639. We had a lot of people say that they could relate to that. And I remember I can relate to her as well, because for me, I felt the same way when I saw my first webinar. And I was just like, this is, you just know truth when you come across it. And so for me, I had to reach out. I had to get help. I just needed the guidance so much. And I finally felt like I found the source, like I found the truth. And I remember, this was like a couple of years ago, Herman, but I remember, I always like text you and ask you questions and things like that. And every single thing had an answer. And I remember, since I follow basketball too, I was like, your new nickname is The Answer.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a couple of years ago, but still remains true to this day.
You see, when we speak to someone, we can't just speak to them mentally, because if we only speak to them mentally, we'll never be satisfied. If we only speak to them through the heart, if they don't feel certain things or they don't like the same thing as you, it won't speak to them. But if you can speak to someone and you can communicate to their soul, then they will feel it in the heart, and then the mind will not have a defense. The mind will be at ease because it knows truth from false, and the mind will be able to acknowledge that. So for a lot of people, when you speak, you better be careful how you speak, because are you just speaking to people from an intellectual point of view, just because of science or because you want stats? Are you speaking to them just purely from an emotional point of view or a feeling point of view? Or are you actually speaking to their soul?
So Herman, how do you actually speak to someone's soul?
If you want to know that answer, you know where to be on Friday and Saturday.
Absolutely. So we do have the live webinar on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you'd like to join, it's going to be amazing. We have the link posted on YouTube. I'm going to repost it. And then I'll also put it in the comments again on Instagram. And then if it's easier to just DM us or text, then do that.
And we're doing this for you. We want to provide more answers and help, but it requires you now to really step out of your safe area and really jump.
Exactly. So if you want to jump, you want to get on live, then text your question to 818-928-3639. And we will do a few more if we have some brave people that want to get some answers. So I know some other questions and like requests to join the Instagram live have come through, but it's a lot easier to just text in. That way we can send you the link to come join actually on this live, like join me and Herman on the live call. So it's a lot easier to do it that way. That way we can get you a better answer.
But is everyone enjoying this so far? I mean, did I put people to sleep? Are they awake?
If you're awake, put a 3 in the chat. Let's see, can Instagram or YouTube, who's more awake? Which platform are we gonna get more 3s on? Let's see, we got a 3 from Stardust Blooms on Instagram. We got a 3 from Sparky. Amy Carmine on YouTube. We got a 3 from Tyresha. 3 from Liz. YLV. We have a 3 from Matea, from Mo Betta, Selena, and Jeanette. We have a 3 from Han.
So quite a few 3s.
Absolutely. So if you would like to have your question answered, just text in. We'll send you the link to come join. Let's see, we have some more text messages, so let's see if we can get to all of them.
Okay.
So, does everybody enjoy this? Do you like Breakthrough with Herman Sue, the brand new segment? Let us know if you enjoy this, because we want to provide content that is helpful to you and that you enjoy. Okay, so we got a great question. And let's see, I just texted them the link to come join.
Okay. Just going to turn on my other light. We're having a beautiful sunset. Going down real fast.
So we'll just give them a few moments to join us. How's everybody else doing? Is the sun set where you're from? I know we probably have people in a lot of different locations. All right, we have the next person. Okay, so Amy is joining us.
Welcome.
So Amy, we can hear you, but we cannot see you yet. So you can turn your camera on whenever you're ready.
That's because I am technologically.
That's okay. We won't let technology hold you back. I'm going to ask you to start the video. So you should have like a notification or something pop up. And there we go.
It's art.
Welcome.
Welcome.
It's dark. Can you see me?
We can see you.
Go outside. It's dark. Hang on.
You may need to do what Herman just did. Put the light on.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. So you have a question?
Are we good now?
Yes.
This is silly as can be.
Welcome. We're excited to have you. So I know you texted in a question, so I'll let you ask so that everybody can hear it. And then we'll give you that breakthrough that you're looking for.
All right. I hope so. So my issue is mainly that I know what to do, but I don't do it. I lack discipline. I lack motivation. I have plenty of people in my life that push me to do it, but I still don't do it.
So that's procrastination?
Correct.
Okay. How long would you say you've had this for, in your opinion?
For as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm. Would you say it has set you back from being able to accomplish a lot, or that it has set you back from doing more with what you want to do in life?
So
yeah, it just froze for a second.
absolutely. I'm not a goal setter, so I pretty much live in contentment. I'm happy with where I am.
Okay, so the problem with that is we can never just be happy where we are. And here's what I mean by that. If you're just happy where you are, then things become lazy, things become how do we say, initiative taken, and it becomes very, very where the body no longer responds to that. Do you follow so far? So it creates more of the procrastination. So one thing we can do is we have to say, okay, how bad do we really want something? If you are comfortable, if you are content, if you feel you're happy in where you are and you don't want something bad enough, it's not going to happen. If you really wanted something bad enough, you would do it. If you really wanted bad enough to get that glass of water because you didn't have any for the day, you would go get it. If you really want that food because you haven't eaten in 2 days, you'd really go get it. You just don't want it bad enough. And you just have to now learn to get your body to stop being so used to doing things a certain way so that it can have the discipline to respond to when you give it the signal. You have to have it, you have to want it bad enough.
So I keep hearing you say,
I think it's frozen.
Amy, can you hear us? See us?
this is why technologically challenged.
I think it may be because she went outside and the signal is.
Yeah, because it might still be connected.
I'll go back inside.
Okay.
I'm back inside.
Okay, we can hear you now. So did you want to repeat what you just said?
So the whole entire time that I've been chatting with you guys, it's been a delay, and I've heard you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
So my issue is you keep saying that you have to want it, and that's part of my problem. I struggle with wanting to do any more than I already am, and I know it has a lot to do with how I grew up. We just had enough. So I just have enough.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't you say that just having enough and just barely getting by, that can only go so far?
I
think you're frozen again.
I believe that, yes, but the only time that my relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, can you hear us? I believe if you can check whether you're on Wi-Fi or not. If you're not on Wi-Fi, possibly connect. If you are, possibly disconnect and see if that would help.
Oh,
I think it completely disconnected.
that's okay. But did everyone else who was listening hear like what we said?
I believe we were coming in clear.
Okay.
So let us know if you're able to hear what we said. Type in the comments and let us know.
Because I believe your feed is good. My feed is good. I think it was just her feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Yeah. So Josie said, awesome way to spend my evening. So needed to hear from you today. Day started well and then distractions steered me away. This is helping me refocus. Thanks.
Think of it this way. Let's say where you are right now, and let's say you want to go to a store and you get in your car and you want to go to that specific store. But in order to get to that specific store, you have to follow the exact road to get there. So because the way the entrance is. So let's say you want to get the things that that store has and only that store carries it. What are you going to do? You're going to just sit there and just magically wait for it to happen? You're going to wait for someone to deliver it for you just every single time and just know exactly what you need and what you want? Or are you going to go out there and get what you actually need when you need it? And if you want something bad enough, you don't have to look for motivation. It will just be there because you know it's the right thing to do. And that's why we have to be so careful not to fool ourselves with this word called comfort.
Mm-hmm. Is comfort ever good?
Yes and no. Because once you get a little taste of it or a little piece of it, you think that's all you need and that's all you ever want. And life is showing you, if you want that real comfort, you got to go earn it first.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you look at a lot of kids, they get too comfortable too early. They stop striving, they stop performing, so their potential is capped.
Exactly. You gotta be comfortable when you sleep though, right?
That's okay, yeah. But then you just make sure that every minute and every second that you are up, that you are earning that sleep, right? You can't just be comfortable all day, do nothing, do nothing. You have to go and earn things. You got to go learn things.
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to come jump on live, just text your question to the number and we will see if we can get you on. And just a couple of updates. We will be doing a live webinar on Friday. So you don't want to miss it. DM on Instagram if you want to join with webinar. And then on YouTube, we'll post the link. I posted it a few times, but we'll post it again. And make sure everybody has the opportunity to join. And then we do have a masterclass on Saturday. So the masterclass is for those that really want to get to that next level, who really want to grow, who really want to be healthier and just be a better version of themselves. And we'll be going over some pretty amazing things. I know it's going to be a very interactive call, and there will be exercises. There'll be a lot of wisdom shared. And the whole goal is to really help and show people how to harness the energy that makes us special, or that can make us so special. But a lot of people just aren't tapping into it. If anything, they are diminishing or sabotaging that energy that is so special that we all have, known as our chi. And so Herman's going to help show everybody the first step of mastering your chi. So he's going to show us the first step.
But I'm not sure if everybody wants that. I mean, if you really want that, text us, message us, DM us.
I know I want it.
This is something that I've never done before. I've never done it like this. I've never done it to this degree.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing it because a lot of people have been asking for it. A lot of people want that next stage of help or have that answer. And we want to be able to provide it.
Exactly. So what we'll do is, I know that we want to do more of these. We want to bring more people on and help just give back more. So Herman, if we get enough comments, can we go live tomorrow?
What's the number? We need to hit that number first before we do it, because we want to know people are serious.
Okay. So based on, so right now we have 14 people on Instagram. Mm-hmm. We have 18 on YouTube that are currently watching this. Mm-hmm. So I say we need a comment from everybody. How about you?
We need a like, comment, share, everything, all the above, subscribe, everything, right? Because we just crossed, I believe, quite a major milestone on YouTube. So we want to grow that now. Like we're not comfortable with just that. We want to grow that so that we can have a larger reach to help more people, so that we can get them the answers they seek.
Exactly. And now we're getting more comments. So let's see, let's read a few of your comments. So Zuzu Rukni, I have no clue if I said that right, but they're from Switzerland and they say hi. Hi. So hello from Switzerland. It's got to be what? Maybe like 2 a.m. in Switzerland? Are they 6 hours ahead of us?
I think 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for being on with us. And they also say, I admire your strength. So we also have Donna said, excited, can't wait, I need it. And I believe she was talking about Saturday's masterclass because she will be joining us.
It's more of a chi masterclass.
Exactly. So let's see if everybody can type. What number, Herman? What do you want everybody to type?
25th. That's when the masterclass is.
All right, type a 25 in the comments, and if everybody comments, we'll do another live stream tomorrow, and you have some time to think about your question. You also have some time to type it in, and text us the question, and then as soon as we go live, whoever texts us the question the fastest, it'll be on a first come, first served basis, and we will invite you on to join, and you can sit here, talk with us, share a comment, share a question, share a laugh, just share a moment. I think it's the moments that are so special, and we just don't want you to waste yours, and we don't want you to let yours pass you by. We want to maximize them every day. So let's see, on Instagram, we are getting some 25s. We may need a few more though. We have Inspiring Spirit says, watching Herman let you come out of quarantine better than when you went in. The laughing face. That is the truth. And that the master classes are next level. They definitely are. We have some 25s on YouTube as well. I think YouTube is actually more than Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So Instagram, are you really gonna let YouTube beat you? Come to? So I don't know if we have a time scheduled that will go live tomorrow, but it depends on Herman's calendar. I know that you're pretty busy.
Mm-hmm. We can aim for around the same time, but make it more sharper around 7 if we didn't have the technical issue.
Yeah, we had a couple of technical issues before coming on, so we can do the same thing, 7 p.m. Eastern. So write that down, text in your question. If you text now, you'll have a better chance of being able to join us tomorrow. So the sooner you text in, the better. And then keep in mind, we do have the webinar on Friday. And so I'll comment here on Instagram. And we'll also link it in the bio right after this. So that's where you can join us for the webinar. If you're really serious about your growth, then I'll also put the link to the masterclass.
And this is an extension of the meditation one that we did.
Exactly. So if you're on Instagram, you can go to the link in the bio and it'll be in the link. So that's probably a little easier way to access it. And then if you're on YouTube, let me share that link with all of you.
So we will provide more value tomorrow for those that didn't get their question answered, but we just want to continue to make sure we help.
Exactly. So I think this is a super cool way that we can help you have that breakthrough. So breakthrough with Herman Sue tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Be here, text in your question beforehand so you have a better chance of joining us. And we can't wait to see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.